We have bags floating in the water. Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're in the fish room. We got bags floating in the water. You know what that means. So I ended up going to the fish store to pick up some new cichlid food because I was running low on it. And of course, I started looking at the fish. I picked up a couple new koi fish. Got a little yellow tint to one and one that's all white. So we'll see how they grow up. And I also picked up a Pectus Catfish for the cichlid tank. Some people say it can go in there, some people say it shouldn't. Some want them to have 4 or 5 together to shoal, and some say you can leave them alone because they get territorial. Either way, they're ready to go into the quarantine tanks to make sure that nothing's wrong with them. I'm actually going to pull my baby Corridora out of there. That little guy's just way too small. That Pectus Catfish will eat them right up. They're notorious for eating anything that'll fit in their mouth. So before I drop them in there, I want to pull that Pectus Catfish out of there. Or I want to pull the Corridora out. I went ahead and threw the 2 koi fish in there. They've already been in the bags for a good while, so I wanted to get them right into the tank. They're running low on oxygen, I'm sure. 2 of them in a little bag. As with the catfish, I want to get the catfish out and into the tank because it's probably getting low on oxygen as well by this point. But I haven't been able to catch that little Corridora. It's a shame, but I'm going to have to leave that go, and hopefully it can find refuge in the moss or the lighthouse or somewhere and stay out of the way of this catfish. Check how beautiful these koi are. One's all white, pretty good size, and the other one has nice yellow to black markings. That one's going to be nice to see how it turns out, the adult colors as it matures. This catfish is awesome. As it's young like this, you can see its whiskers are way longer than its body. They'll get a little bit smaller compared to the body once it gets older, but it's a almost full-size catfish right now. We're gonna get this water dumped out into the bucket and then dump the fish into the tank. The catfish is in right behind that shell. Look how big this catfish is compared to the koi fish. What's he doing back there? Probably just trying to hide real quick, but they will try and hide because he's alone. He'd be a little bit more bold and outgoing if he had a group of catfish with him, but it's a new territory and he's gonna have to get to know the boundaries there. I like putting a painting behind my tank so it looks like they can swim off forever. But anyway, all the new fish are in the quarantine tank, and we'll be waiting a couple weeks before, at least 10 days before we can move these fish into their new home. Oh my, there's the baby Corridora. I think he knows he needs to be hiding right now. That catfish is probably gonna find him. I hope not. That little baby Corridora has been in here a while. I'm gonna drop some food in there. I have some sinking cichlid pellets that I'm gonna drop in. I'm just gonna drop a few of these in and the catfish can find them. Whoa, that was close. That was close, buddy. You better keep your distance. So I've just been topping off my tanks with some fresh water as I need them. I haven't actually gone in and done a deep cleaning, so I'm going to be doing that today. I won't go into detail on going with a gravel vac and getting in there cleaning everything. My goldfish grow out tub has been doing really well. All the goldfish are still alive, the shabunkins are alive, and the gold koi is still doing really well. This is also where I throw my guppies, the male guppies that I don't want to be breeding. So I have 3 of those male guppies in here, and they're all doing pretty good too. So the male guppies that got rejected from the breeding pool are going to end up as feeders for my Oscar fish, Balthazar. They're just hanging out here in the goldfish tub until it's time. In my cichlid pond, I have 4 silver dollars that are getting pretty big. It's hard to tell from looking through the top water, but they are almost the size of my palm now, getting a good 4.5 inches long. All the fish are hiding right now, but I have the orange and black tiger Oscar Balthazar hiding right there. Over here is Seve, the gold Severum. He's not coming out either. And then we have Winston hiding in the cave right there. He's a white tiger Oscar. And it's funny, you can see him hiding in there. And he's actually laying on his side right now in the cave. So the cichlid pond here is going to get a cleaning and a rearrangement because I'm going to be adding a new fish to this pond. I gotta come in and clean the sponge filter because it is getting pretty thick as well. The pond filter is doing well, pumping up to the DIY bog filter I have in here. I just have it planted out with some succulents I'm trying to keep wet. I have some pothos growing in there, and it's doing pretty well inside there. But that bog filter has been filtering this pond all season, all winter, and it's been doing really well. A lot of poop does get stuck on the ground and doesn't make it up to the filters, so I'm going to come in now, suck all that out with the gravel vac, and then give this a nice rearrangement before I add any fish. So when you're adding fish to an existing cichlid pond, you want to rearrange all the decor so the fish don't have their own territories. So when you add the new fish, all the other fish are kind of trying to regain their territories, and they're not protecting what they thought was theirs to begin with. So the fish I'm going to be adding is a Pectus Catfish. It has the long whiskers like a catfish does, but it'll get to about 4, maybe 5 inches long. And it should do well in the bottom crevices and corners, cleaning up the bottom of the tank in the cichlid pond. Since I'm only adding one new fish to the existing cichlid pond, I want to rearrange everything in this tank to give it its best shot of finding its own spot before another fish claims that area. I'm also going to be adding the 3 male guppies in my goldfish grow out pond as distraction fish for the Oscars. That way my Pectus Catfish can get in and get hidden before the Oscars decide to start checking it out. But that's not the only new fish that I picked up at the store the other day. Also in my quarantine tank I have 2 more butterfly koi. One is a nice little yellow and one is a pure white. So we'll see how they grow up and how their colors stay or change as they get bigger. I'm getting ready to drop these 2 butterfly koi into their new home, which will be right below, and I think they see it because they're always moving around and trying to get into the pond with the goldfish and the other butterfly koi. You can see how they're always swimming at the edge trying to get down into the pond with the other butterfly koi and the goldfish. I was actually really worried about my baby Corridora in here because the Pectus Catfish will eat other small fish. But if you look closely, he's still doing really well. So far, so good. Alright, now I'm going to get my vac hose into the cichlid pond and start sucking out some poop. Alright, so I put all the plants on the back side to give kind of like a full jungle feel for the fish if they want to hide. I moved the cave to behind this lily pad over to kind of the corner by the filters, and I made it a little bit bigger so the Oscars can get in there now. I made a little cave here, but it already fell over. Made a small cave here for any of the smaller fish. Want to roll into there. And then I just have a bunch of rocks stacked around the bottom side here and different crevices they can fit into. I got a stump, a little fake stump right there for a cave, and then over there the mushrooms they can go under and behind. So I think they got a couple different spots now. They're all hiding in the green right now. All my fish are tucked away in the greenery so you can't see them. I went in and swept up some more poop after I moved all the rocks and stuff. I also cleaned the sponge filter, got that water all dirty from that sponge filter. I'm gonna get some of this fresh water in here and fill this tank back up. I only bring it up to about the level here. That way I have that full buffer zone that the Oscars won't jump out, because they will jump up to the lip during feeding time. Now the temperature in my Oscar pond and the temperature in my quarantine tank should be about the same, so I won't have to acclimate the Pectus Catfish to this tank. I'm just going to pull them out and drop them right into this tank whenever I drop in the guppies. Hopefully that will give the Pectus Catfish some time to find a spot and not get picked on. It was a quick catch, but I just got the Pectus Catfish. I threw him into this little container here that I use to transport fish. That way I'll be able to drop them straight into the cichlid pond without getting tangled into the net. But now I'm going to scoop out the 3 guppies that are in here and get them in with that Pectus. Now when I dump them all in, these guppies should distract the Oscar fish from my Pectus Catfish. Okay, the guppies are in there with the catfish and he does not like it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get them right into the Oscar pond here. Come on. They're all over there in that corner, so I'm going to dump them into this corner. Hopefully they won't have a problem. Go ahead, guppies. Go ahead. Come on, Pectus. Alright, the guppies are out. As soon as that Oscar sees these guppies, though, I want to get it on camera. The Pectus is also out and gone. Now I'm just waiting for Balthazar to notice a guppy and see what happens. Winston is eyeballing that guppy already. Oh, Winston's going for it. Ooh, he's quick. What are you doing, Winston? You think you're gonna get that guppy? Now there's other guppies in here. I know once Balthazar sees them, he's going. I'm gonna try and get it all. Oh, come on, Winston. I don't know, Winston. Oh, I think Winston's scared of the guppies. He's scared to take it. These guppies are probably in a little bit of shock getting dumped into this water because they just came out of room temperature water, which was about 66 degrees. And now they just hopped into 77 degrees. Balthazar must be hiding because, oh, he's down there. I can see his tail. But he does not see these guppies yet. There's Balthazar. There's a guppy. I don't want to stop the camera because then I know that's when Balthazar will go for him. I don't see the Pectus. I don't know where he went, but it'll probably be a while before I see him again. They are a nocturnal night fish where they'll be out more during the dark. Winston, oh, he wants one of those guppies. Come on, Winston, you can do it. I don't want him picking on my Pectus, which hopefully he's not in there. I don't know, Winston's going in there, so he might have something else to look at. Well, that Pectus might be in there. Don't bother him, Winston. We still have 3 guppies. Oh, I know Winston wants these. Get Seve the gold severum down in there. I don't see Balthazar yet. The cichlids have not gone after my Pectus Catfish, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know if he is in there. I think he would have ran out or swam out if he was in the stone there with Winston. Might have been in that cave there. I don't know, but I gave him a couple different options in here. Winston is super curious though. Definitely hanging out in his cave though with Seve the gold severum. There's Seve. We get a good look at him. Nice bold gold and orange. And then we got Winston. A little bit bigger than Seve. I don't think Seve's big enough to bother the guppies, and I don't think the silver dollars are going to be bothering the guppies either. It is only Winston and Balthazar that probably will eat these guppies. I'm going to leave these guppies in here. If they survive 3 days, I'll pull them out. Here's the Pectus Catfish hanging out in the Oscar Pond. Right there down by the mushroom. Right with the silver dollars. Not bothering them yet. And the guppy's still floating on top. That's awesome. Where's Balthazar? He's still hiding. Balthazar may be a little shook from the cleaning and rearranging, so that's good. He's not being real aggressive right now. Face to face, Winston and the... Ooh, Winston messing with that silver dollar. Not wanting none of it. Come on, Winston, go after the guppies. Don't go after the dollars. I have my Goldfish Pond down here running off a DIY bucket bog filter we have a video for. It was running it out on the patio, and now I have them running all winter in here on the Goldfish Pond. Right now I'm going to get these excited little koi out of their quarantine tank and into their new home. Let's see if they'll be easy to catch. Nope. So I even put a little pump in here, the little fountain pump, and it's blowing a current around the whole quarantine tank, so these koi had something to be swimming in instead of just this stagnant water. So they've been enjoying that little pump. I'm going to pull it out of the quarantine tank and put it back into the koi pond here once I catch these little fellas. Come here, fella. I gotta stop putting so much decorations in my quarantine tank, and that would make it easier to catch stuff. Got the white one. Gonna have to do this one at a time. Let's bring him down in here. Come on. Any other koi want to come see him? Goldfish want to come see ya? Now he is going to be in shock, and I hope he's going to do alright because he is coming from heated water to pretty much ice cold water. Come on, get out of my net, get out of my net, get out of my net. There you go, buddy. And we'll see how he does, but like I said, he is coming from 70-degree water to 67 or something. And I got number 2. Go ahead and swim off, buddy. Find some friends. What are you doing swimming backwards? Go find your friends. Like I said, they're going to be in a little bit of shock, dropping temperature change. I really should have put them in a bag of water and acclimated them, but I didn't. So we're going to see how they do. Check back later to see if these koi fish survive. Now I have this fountain pump. I'm just going to pull back over. Get it going. So it'll have some nice current in here for the koi and the goldfish because they are carp. They're from the carp family, and they do like to be swimming against current. So I throw that pump in there. It just gets a very light current going around the pond, but I think they enjoy it. They're always swimming against the current, and whenever they want to take a break, they can go down underneath the caves. Alright, that's all for this one. We did get a lot done. We got 2 new koi added to the grow out pond, and we got the Oscar pond cleaned up, reorganized, and added a Pectus Catfish to the Oscar pond. We also added 3 guppies to that Oscar pond, in which I am giving 3 days to those guppies to survive. If they survive, I'll pull them out and they'll get another shot at the breeding tub. If they don't, then we know where they land on the food chain. Check back in our next video to see if they actually survived. If you liked what you see, hit that like button down below, hit the subscribe button before you leave. Go down in the description and check out all my other channels so you'll be able to subscribe to all of them and get all the content coming out from Whitt Acres. I'm not always posting on this channel, but I'm always posting somewhere. Pretty much every other day I'm getting a video out on one of my channels. So go down below, hit them all, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.